Today, patch 1.11 on the ps4, and what's inside of it for those of you that haven't had time or whatever, or just at work or whatever, and need to know what's going on. This is quite a substantial patch, this one, and as you know from my channel, if you're a subscriber, you know that I don't really drag it out too long, so let's get straight down to it. Going to talk quite fast because there's quite a lot to get through, so bear with me. The most important things are at the top, so let's run through those quickly. Added bots to quick play waves, self-explanatory, so now quick play waves have bots in. Fix an issue where the bots would despawn way before they were being replaced by a joining player. This is quite a big one, so as people are joining, your bots disappear. Say you're on a boss fight or something, and then there's a special or something, it takes you down, and you don't have your bot to shoot it. It's a real pain in the ass, and then by the time the guy gets in, he's, you know, yada yada yada. So added a field of view slider. This is quite cool. So on the PC they got a field of view slider. You can basically see further. It's like a fisheye kind of thing. That's really cool. Fix various crashes. So the blue screening, a lot of the blue screening issues that were still happening in the new patch, they fixed that. Fix for missing locations for the paintings. So apparently paintings were disappearing. Not something I've particularly been into myself, but it's been fixed. Fix players being placed into matches without being offered hero selection and then ended up as a wrong hero. That's pretty cool. So if you ever joined a match and ended up going, what the hell am I doing playing this guy? That's been fixed. Fix an issue we're having too many enemies preventing the completion of Cage Breaker challenge on Against the Grain. So those of you that were struggling to get that done, you can now do it. Fix bots taking damage that are teleported to you or a teammate in mid-air. So let's say your teammate's far away and he jumps and then the bot teleports to him. The bot just took a load of damage for no particular reason. Been fixed. Enemies, notably the Chaos Spawn or Rat Orc. This does not apply to all enemies. Will slowly nudge players until the enemy unit is basically you're inside the enemy unit, right? That used to happen, and when that happened, none of the AI could hit you. They've now fixed it, so you now take damage whilst inside a Rat Org or a Chaos Spawn. For those of you that find yourself in that situation, you can now take damage inside of it. Fix the Battle Wizards career ability, Fire Trial, going further than the player can travel. So that's been fixed. Fix the fire bomb not aggroing patrols if they step on fire. So if they step on fire, your fire bombs would aggro the patrol. Now applying dots to enemies to alert them. Fix an issue where achievement Ride Together, Die Together could not be completed on legend difficulty. That's been fixed. Changes to the backstab trigger to calculate on clients instead of server. This is a lag problem. Updated all hidden spawners on all levels to try and combat face spawning issues. So spawners would basically spawn right in on the guy. I think that's what it means, like face spawning issues. Update to enemy considerations to try to fight hyperdensity. So hyperdensity means too much going on at the one time, and they've reconsidered the way that they spawn in. Updates to hold spawn in, primarily targeting ambushes. So the way that they spawn during ambush has been changed and fixed as well. Fixed issue where the host could hear the backstab indicator when bots were being backstabbed. Okay, or couldn't hear, you know, where the host hear the backstab. It just says here, but for some reason that's weird. Maybe they just could hear a random backstab. Updated how sweeps are calculated for one-handed swords for Kuber. Dual-wield daggers for Carillion, dual-wield swords for Carillion, spears and shields for Carillion, spears for Carillion, two-handed swords for Carillion. This should reduce the chance of getting phantom swipes when playing low FPS or a very high attack speed. So for those of you that like go ham and have got playing like Carillion, who goes really really fast with their strikes, some of those strikes were phantom strikes, which was really annoying because the enemies weren't taking a damage or weren't getting pushed back or whatever, so you were going too fast basically. They fixed that. So added push block angle to weave weapons, so the angle's been changed. An issue calls these not to properly as an option that could be selected. An issue calls these not to display properly, read it properly Joe, go on, as the option that it could be selected. Okay, so fair enough. Adjusted the Beastman jump climb up timers to reduce snappiness. To reduce snappiness. Don't know exactly what that is, but the way that they climb up, is to reduce how quick they go up. But essentially, I think that's what it means. Fix missing sounds on Carillion. So a few sounds were missing on Carillion. Fix missing sounds for Barden's hammer. So apparently some sounds are missing. Overhauled the sound mix to improve special awareness. Remove spawn remove spawn stringers for rattling gunners. Whackfire throwers. Right. So I don't know if any of you noticed a problem with that, but fix the issue where enemies using combo attack wouldn't face their target. Beastman and Chaos ambush hordes now trigger, either to give better indication for the player or they're about to be engaged. So that's quite a good little fix there. Let's have a look. Fix the calls for super fast Gatling runner behaviours. Seems to be between assassin rats and the edges of terrain geometry. Let's have a look here. Fixed an issue with Chaos Warriors. Sometimes couldn't hit the player that was very close behind them, preventing them from their overhead cleave attack. So that's so if you got up close behind a Chaos Warrior, they couldn't hit you. Basically, they fixed that. Fix an exploit with Firewalk. Oh, that's a shame. Which would allow them to leap over solid objects and pass through the map. For those of you who are doing that one where you jumped up on the rock and went across and skipped the whole map to the end boss, myself included, maybe on that one. Let's have a look. So heroes that have been changed. So let's have a look. Marcus Cooper, Blade Barrier. Fixed an issue where talent could not trigger if you had the talent enhance training selected. Marcus Cooper, Mercenary, walk it off, now refreshes. Duration of morale boost activated while the damage reduction is active. Carillion, Shade Vanish. Change the icon of invisibility buff to indicate that Carillion is under the effect of Vanish. So the icon's changed for that one. So the Witch Hunter Captain, let's have a look. The Unending Hunt is fixed an issue, calls for the ability to refund 80% of cooldown after their intended 40%. Another one for him is fix an issue where the cooldown would not be properly reduced while playing as the client. Weird. Like so, if you were playing as the client or the host, I guess. Zealot, Hearts of Iron, has been fixed. The talent preventing death if the damage is taken is greater than the total of max health of the player. Barden Ranger, Firing Fury now refreshes the duration of reload speed. Buff is triggered against weapons and miscellaneous. Crit counter buffs of Mercenary and Zealot now show when they trigger. Empire Bow, while zoom is held, now maintains zoom state instead of flipping in and out of each shot. Bolt Staff fixed an issue where the second level would change a spear less cleave than the first and the third levels of changes. Swift Bow increased the headshot damage of charge attacks. Longbow increased the headshot damage of light attacks. Longbow increased the body shot damage of charge attacks, working berserkers and enemies. So it seems like a lot of buffs there for the bows. Fix the issue where critical hits deal less damage than certain enemy types in certain weapons, repeating crossbows with Witch Hunter and Carillion, right? Blunderbuss and Grudge Raker, Marcus and Barden. Hagbane impact damage for Carillion, Fireball Staff Serena, Bolt Staff, Charge level 2 heavy attack, Flamethrower heavy attack, these have all been buffed. Shield heavy attack slams, Dual Axe push attack, Barden. That's quite good because that was a bit weak. Flaming sword attack for Sienna, I can never pronounce that right. The Great Hammer Barden and Marcus. Ceremonial Dagger heavy attack. One change slightly faster into heavy attack 2. Hagbane, remove the projectile penetration to charge shot, so that it would always creates a position cloud on impact. Fair enough. Always kind of a poison cloud on impact. Let me get it right. Jesus. Sorry about this. There's so much to get through here. I'm just speed reading. It's just fix an issue where players wouldn't respawn or take really long time to respawn on the final arena part of the weave. Sorry. So essentially, if you were on the weave, it took a really long time to respawn. They fixed it. Missions that have been fixed. This goes on and on. So those of you who are still with me at this point, fair play to you. The Scattergate. Fix a case of a skip gate. I don't know. Fix a case of skip gate. What? Skittergate again. Fix the cliff edge that wouldn't hang heroes. Instead, just insta kill them. Oh, I've had that happen to me a few times. Skittergate again. Bots should now behave a lot better around the ledges. Skittergate again. Fix various AI navigations and sticky locations. Tweak the events of the following missions so they should be less punishing for higher difficulties. Slightly less challenging for all difficulties across the board. This is interesting. Okay, let's have a look at that. So, Conviction of Decay, Fort Backenden, whatever the hell you pronounce that. Skittergate, Garden Moor, The Screaming Bell, Righteous Stand, and Engines of War. They've all been slightly less challenging on all difficulties. So it sounds like they essentially took a massive nerf. So those of you who stuck through me for that, sorry, I stuttered a little bit and read a few things wrong there. I was speed reading and it all went a bit terrible. But yeah, basically that's what's in the patch. There's a lot of really good fixes there, a lot of really good bug fixes there. It really shows that the devs are really putting the work in, not just leaving us high and dry on some of the issues we're having. And fair play to them. They didn't have to do it, and they've done it. So, props to those guys. And anyway, I'm 40-year-old bold gamer, keeping it short and sweet, and I'll speak to you again. Cheers.